Okay, so let me check. Brian, you had your oral, your demo class. Laura, Maria Andrade, Lourdes too, Gabby, okay, and Viviana, right? And Viviana, because I have put the. Then I think Fernanda and Marisabel, right? Today. And Stephanie?
Stephanie, I didn't present yet.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to start with our topic, how to deal with the grammar errors, and then you can maybe, I don't know, if Stephanie, you can start with your demo class, or Isabel. If you don't have time, Isabel, you can do it next Wednesday, okay? Or for now, all right? Because I don't have for now, okay? Okay, let me show you the PowerPoint that I have here. So how it's difficult for you? How can you tell me how you correct mistake, or how do you feel when you correct the mistake of your student? Do you have an experience? Obviously, every single day that when we explain something, so sometimes we don't know how to correct them, because students nowadays are difficult teenagers. They feel bad, or they are sometimes like in Spanish, like a crystal. They are like a crystal generations. Okay. So tell me, Maria, Isabel, Stephanie, how do you feel? Or how do you do when you're? How do you do it when you're a student commit mistakes? When should I correct my students? How should we correct the students? Okay, make comments.
Okay, teacher, when I do my corrections to my students, it's depending the level where I'm going. In the basic school, I'm working right now almost just the vocabulary. There, I need to check if the students connect with the corresponding answer, or they write in the correct form the words. Maybe, for example, the names of the house or days of the week, or maybe we are working with a cardinal or ordinal numbers. I give a short examples, making a add or divide. If you guess the right number, it's not important to me if they write correctly the word, but they assert with the right answer. For example, I say 15 plus 7. The answer is 22. They guess the right answer, but they don't write correctly the word. I talk with them, but I give the good score. On the next time, I'm trying again, and on the end of the month, they are okay. But with the students from the college is different, because there we are studying the grammar. For example, on the 10th grade, we are reviewing about the simple past tense or the past progressive, there is important the students recognize the correctly irregular verbs in the 3 times. They need to know the order, how to write the affirmative sentences, or how they need to do the questions.
You correct
That is-
grammar.
yeah, over there I can tell them your sentence is okay if they make a mistake. Ahí sí soy exigente con el estudiante.
Okay.
But if, yeah, right now we are finishing with the trimestral test. To 10th grade, I give questions right about your last vacation. I give a guide. For example, I give the time expression like on last summer, the first day, later or after. Also, I give some actions, the verbs visit, went, eat, you know. And finally, they need to guess about the what happened will what happened develop on their vacation. I'm trying to help them, but they need to write a good test because they are in 10th grade. But with the kids from 7th grade, it's different. I give the score depending what level are they running.
There are very good, Laura. Isabel. There is something that you don't know, dear student Maria, Stephanie, Fernanda, Viviana. That is something that I applaud to Isabel, because Isabel is not a English teacher, right, Isabel? You are not English teacher. You
Yes,
are.
teacher. I'm no teacher in English.
You are a
I'm
Spanish.
just,
You're a Spanish teacher, right?
yes,
And
yes, yes.
you wanted to learn how to teach English because you want to learn, right?
Exactly. Thank you, teacher, for giving me the
Applause for you.
opportunity.
Applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So it's good. And when should I correct my students, right? It's important that you take into account the timing of correcting a student, the time. Okay, the time of correcting a student errors in teaching English is crucial to our lesson plans. Okay, it's crucial for our success in our lesson plan. And correct mistakes have a big impact in our students, right? In the process of learning. And the right timing will help them, right? Help them to retain, right? It's crucial that you know how important is the time at the moment that you are going to correct them. When to correct errors, inaccuracy, because we are not talking about speaking, we are talking about grammar, right? If we are teaching a class or activity that aims for accuracy, right? Accuracy. For example, applying a new grammar. You are applying a new grammar rule during a conversation. You can correct immediately, or obviously after they make the sentence. After they make the sentence, or your student made the sentence, you can correct them immediately after the mistake has been noticed, right? Because you are checking the grammar. But when you are checking, I remember that I told you. So when you are checking, or your student are giving you an oral presentation, please don't interrupt your student. because you are checking fluency. You are not checking grammar when they are giving you an oral presentation, right? So, but now we're talking about grammar, how to, and we're going to see some lessons in which how the teacher can correct mistakes. Since you just thought the content, you can encourage your student to self-correct. Okay, they can correct their own mistakes when they are, for example, when they are writing, they correct themselves. You can use when they are, for example, where they are, you have, for example, you're having a grammar class, and obviously they have to speak. Okay, you can correct them because in that moment you are checking grammar. You are giving your grammar class, right? It's good that your student, you can sometimes use gestures, for example, good gestures, obviously. Don't do, use gesture is not good to indicate that they are making mistake. Okay, so if you use gesture, you can say, or you can use this. So in order that encourage your student, not like, it's not good to use bad gestures, like it's not good, right? It's not good in grammar, speaking, vocabulary. You cannot try to not use gestures, bad gestures, like, well, no, it's not good, because they feel frustrated. Your student feel frustrated, right? With the type of error that they are having, because you can disrupt them, disrupt the effort that they are doing, right? Okay, so let's see this part. What are errors? Language learners make mistakes, right? I don't know what happened with my computer here. Language learner make mistakes. This seems to happen regardless of the teacher's skill and perseverance. It seems to be an inevitable part of learning a language. Most teachers believe that to ignore this mistake might put at risk the learner's linguistic development. Current research tends to support this view. Not to ignore mistakes, however, often means having to make a number of the spot decisions. This can be summed up in the form of these in-flight questions a teacher might ask when faced with a student possible errors. Okay, could you please, Maria, read this question? As teacher, we have to analyze this question at the moment that you are checking mistakes. Please, could you please read, Maria?
The one that says, is there an error here?
Is there an error here? Another?
What kind of error it is? What caused it? Does it matter? And what should I do about it?
Yeah, those are the questions that every teacher have to ask. We have to ask ourselves, right? So here, for example, is a written text produced by Spanish-speaking students, right? Could you please, Stephanie, could you please read this passage?
Yes, of course. The Sunday night pass, the doorbell rings. I opened the okay.
I opened the door and I had a big surprise. My brother was stopping in the door. He was changing a lot of, he was having a long hair, but him looking was very interesting. Now, he's 25 years and he's lower. We speak all night and we remember a lot of things. At last, when I went to bed, was the 4 o'clock.
Okay, can you please, dear students, find the mistakes that this student, Spanish speaking student have? Please read it in silence and tell me what are the mistakes that this student have. What are the mistakes?
Okay, one of them, according to me, would be last Sunday night.
In this part, right? Last Sunday night. Another?
My brother was stepping in the door.
My
Second sentence.
My brother was stopping in the door. Okay, there is another mistake. Another? Viviana?
The doorbell rang without S.
With S. Very good. Another mistake?
He had changed a lot. Second sentence. No, third.
A long hair? Having a long,
He had changed a lot.
Change a lot.
Up. From the
He
same
was
sentence.
changing. He was changing a lot of. Okay. I think this a long hair, right? Having a long hair.
But him look was very interesting. It's not him looking.
Looking was
Look.
very interesting.
But
Okay.
him look. Him look. Him looks.
He, right?
Looked.
He, oh, very good in that part because it's past, right? He looked very interesting. Okay. Another one? No.
We speak it.
We speak is that is not the correct
The verb.
the correct verb. Okay. Let's analyze. Okay. Please, Viviana, could you please read the first part of this passage about the mistake?
Okay. While it is clear that the text is non-standard, but native speaker standards, it is not always an easy task to identify individual errors themselves. Take, for example, I had a big surprise. At first sight, there seems to be nothing wrong with this. It is grammatically well-formed sentence, that is, the words are in the right order. The tense is correct, and the subject and verb agree. Moreover, the meaning is clear and ambiguous. But would a native speaker ever say it? According to corpus evidence, that is, databases of spoken and written text, something can be a surprise. A person can be in for a big surprise. You can have a big surprise for someone, but instances of I had a big surprise simply don't exist. Should we conclude, therefore, that is wrong? The answer is yes. If we imagine a scale of wrongness ranging of completely wrong to this is okay. but a native speaker would never say it. However, no corpus is big enough to include all possible sentences and at the same time. New ways of saying things are being constantly invented. This is a case, therefore, when the teacher has to use considerable discretion.
How do you correct this kind of grammar errors? How do you correct them? When you are checking, for example, you are obviously checking grammar. You have to correct, you have to put the correct way. For example, for kids, for example, when they are doing a writing, we have them because the English coordinator told us that we have in the exam or in the test, we have to put the correct way to write the things, write the words, right? The grammar, because we are in that part, we are checking grammar. And we have them to repeat, not many times, but have them to, on a notebook, write the correct paragraph, right? Obviously, we have to circle that part. You don't have to only put the common X, oh, it's wrong, no. You have to write the correct way. For kids, it's necessary. For teenagers, it's necessary. You cannot only put the X or a cross. Next, it's very hard because you have a lot of students, right? But you have to do it. You don't have to put a simple X or a simple across. You have to, it's better, instead of putting an across or something that indicate that is wrong, it's better that you indicate with the correct, next to the mistake, put the correct sentence, the correct way, right? So, could you please tell me how do you correct, or how do you could correct this mistake? For example, if you happen to write a paragraph, how do you correct this? How you could correct? Or you only put an across or an X?
Maybe writing out the mistake. For example, on the first sentences would say the Sunday night pass, I correct in the right form, writing up the sentence.
The correct sentence is, thank you, Isabel. Laura, how do you correct? How do you could correct?
In my case, I try different colors. For example, the color marks. If I have a mistake, I try that they see what is the mistake, but using the colors. And also I ask them to repeat the words each time in different color. It's like the rainbow spelling.
With colors, it's a good strategy, very good. And there is something that I want to comment. One of my colleagues, but not in, because I'm not working with that person. I worked a long time ago, and it's one of my friends. It's not, I'm not talking a lot with, it's a good friend, but I'm not talking all the time with her, right? But I noticed that she committed a mistake because she uploaded on her status, WhatsApp status, something that she was checking. She was checking grammar, And I remember that that her student put something like, for example, I don't remember the phrase, but her students were doing a grammar, a paragraph. I suppose that she asked them to do a paragraph, and they upload the way that she was checking the mistake. Okay, for example, the student wrote like, because I am God. Quería decir, la persona, el estudiante quería decir, soy bueno, ¿no? Soy bueno, I am good. Pero el joven puso, I am God. And my colleague wrote him. I don't know if it was a girl or a boy, but she put them, oh, thanks, bless me. You understand? You understand?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Gabriela, you understand? Stephanie, Fernanda?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
the student wrote, I am good. I don't remember the kind of paragraph, but the student wanted to write, I am good in, I don't know, cooking, I don't know. But the student wrote, I am God, God, right? And my colleague wrote her or wrote him, oh, thanks, bless me. Is that correct? My friend is very funny, but it's not correct. Is that correct? That teacher correct in that way? Is that correct? Fernanda? Stephanie? Viviana?
I think so, no.
No, Fernanda?
Maybe the student can
Mhm.
understand what is she's saying in the correction.
Stephanie, what do you think about that correction? That kind of correction? How does the student feel with that kind of correction? Viviana, Fernandez, Stephanie, is that right?
In my case, I think it's a little bad to correct in that way because students could feel frustrated, and also, as we know, grammar is the more difficult part.
Mhm. Don't fun of our student, please don't fun. I think that the teacher is laughing about the student mistake because the student wanted to say, I am good. I am good in, I don't know, but he or she puts, I am God. And the teacher put a cross and put a phrase like, oh, thanks, bless me. It's not correct because the student feel frustrated and feel obviously bad. They feel like, oh, the teacher is laughing about my writing, about my grammar, about my sentence. Please don't find of your students. You have to correct them, but don't do that kind of things. It's not good that you do that, right? As I told you, you just thought the content you have to encourage your student. You can make you have them self-correct them the error that at first, or you can ask if they feel better if they feel better, you can ask them if you can say if they can, for example, if we can do this activity, we can correct the mistakes of our friends, okay, in a good way, right? In a good way. Your classmates are gonna help you, and they are going to find your mistake. We're going to correct our mistake, and you have to tell them that making mistakes are good because they are learning. They don't have to feel frustrated. You have to encourage all the time. Mistakes are good because we are learning. We have to commit mistakes, right? You have to tell them those kind of things. Okay, so Fernanda, can you please read this part? Fernanda?
Yes.
Okay, Fernanda.
Once an error has been identified, the next step is to classify it. Learners make mistakes at the level of individual words in the way that put sentences together or at the level of word text. At the word level, learners make mistakes either because they have chosen the wrong word for the meaning they want to express. My brother was stopping in the door instead of standing, or they have chosen the wrong form of the word. Lower instead of a lawyer, things instead of things. These are lexical errors. Lexical errors also include mistakes in the way words are combined. The Sunday night pass instead of last Sunday night. Grammar errors, on the other hand, cover such things as mistakes in verb form and tense. The doorbell rings, we speak. And in a sentence structure. Was the 4 o'clock were the subject of the clause. It has been left out. There is also a category of errors called discoursing errors, which related to the way sentences are organized and linked in order to make wallet texts. For example, in the student extract above at the last subject, that what follows is the solution to a problem eventually would have been better is the context.
Okay, very good. So, lexical error. What are lexical error according to this passage? Who wants to tell me what is lexical error? You have to identify what is lexical error. Hmm? Just hold on. Let me, in order that we can learn better. Just hold on. Okay. So let me. I'm going to send here a Padlet link and you're going to find examples of lexical errors. Okay? Just hold on. Look at your, please find on Zoom chat the link. And we're going to find 3 examples of lexical errors. And you're going to write it on my Padlet, okay? You have all that you have worked with me. We're going to put here, find lexical errors. Example of lexical errors. Example. Okay. Examples of lexical errors. Did you find examples of lexical errors?
Yes, just a
Okay.
minute.
Okay. Okay, very good. Lexical errors. I ate my medicine. Many people live this problem. Remember that lexical error is when the student use the incorrect word because students have a lack of vocabulary and they don't know how to use it, right? Because they have a lack of vocabulary, or because they don't make differences between a word with another, how to use it, or they confuse with the mother tongue, right? For example, here you have, I ate my medicine. Ate, right? Carla drives her. Good. That's something that maybe the students thinks that they are correct because it's the same sense. They think that the phrase have the same say like in Spanish, right? I take water. Very good. That is lexical. That is an example of lexical error. Good. You have to recognize. Oh, my student have a lot of lexical errors. Okay, now you already know. My student, when they are writing a paragraph, you can say, oh, my student have lexical error. Oh, my student commit a lot of grammar error. Now you can recognize what kind of error your student had. Okay, try to put your names under the example and your participation, dear student. Thank you, Fernanda, Viviana. Good, there are bacteria on the floor. Good. Maria, did you write lexical error? I ate my medicine. Is that your?
Yes, that's
Okay.
me.
Okay, Carla drives her. Who wrote that? Okay, let's see. Stephanie, thank you. Teacher was talking about, very good, her last Sunday. Karen reads a word that is not in his vocabulary. I like eat fast food and drink banana milkshakes. Do you think the number 3 have a lexical mistake, students, or is a grammar error? Analyze number 3. Could you please analyze Stephanie error, lexical error number 3?
I realized that it has grammar error.
It's like a grammar. You can erase it, okay? Remember that lexical, Stephanie, lexical is when the student can have a lack of vocabulary and they use the incorrect vocabulary, the incorrect verb. For example, look at Fernanda's example. I took a drink because maybe the student don't remember that they have to use drink and they put took, the incorrect verb. Or maybe it's because the student get confused with the mother tongue. They believe, for example, look at this, Isabel ride a plane. Maybe the student forgot that or think that if I use ride a motorcycle, I can put ride a plane, right? So that is lexical, right? But grammar, I think number 3, I like to eat or I like eating. It's like a grammar, right? Number 3 is a grammar, right? Okay. Another example that you want to analyze, a lexical. Someone is writing here in the Padlet, no. Okay, let me put here. Okay. It is clear what is lexical error? Gabby, Laura, Maria, Isabel, Fernanda?
Yes, miss.
What is lexical error? Who wants to know?
Maybe a lexical error is when the student take a word replacing by other one. When they don't remember the right
The
vocabulary.
correct word or the correct verb, right? But grammar error is easy, right? What is grammar error? For example, here you have in the paragraph that we read, you have here, we speak instead of spoke, right? So some students say, ed, I have to add ed. No, because some verbs are different in the past way, right? So here you have grammar mistake, right? Or maybe because they notice that the doorbell is third person, they add to the past s, right? So they commit, that is grammar error. Okay, you have to analyze what kind of mistakes your student are doing. Okay, and there is also a category of error called discourse. What is discourse? Error which relate to the way sentences are organized and linked in order to make whole text. Okay, what is discourse? Find examples. Now you're going to find discourse errors and you're going to write on the Padlet. Right? Only one discourse mistakes. Find discourse mistakes. Discourse errors. Discourse errors. Find it and write an example on the pad.
This I have a question. At this course, error or mistake, can it be like the lack of the structure of an email or something like that?
The score is when they don't put the idea in order, right?
Okay.
Okay, so remember that the score errors is when, for example, is the student don't write in the correct time. For example, they sometimes use the verb in present tense, and the time expression is in another time, right? They get confused. What kind of sentence are doing, right? They are not focusing on grammar when they are talking, or maybe when they only write and they don't realize the time. For example, you have written there, she eat pizza yesterday. Okay, so it's about, or maybe they don't write in the correct order of time, right? John doesn't never write a poem. Good, doesn't never write. Okay, that is a discourse mistake. You don't have to write doesn't, or maybe you have to write never, only never, right? Another example, that is a discourse. Okay, now you can identify the kind of mistake that your student can do. What kind of mistake your student do in your classroom when you are explaining or when you're checking homeworks? Isabel, Laura, Maria. What kind of mistake? Lexical mistakes, lexical error, discourse. What is the most common in your students?
Between grammatical errors and spelling mistakes.
Grammatical. Grammatical is the most common. Very good. Very good, Stephanie. That is another example. They put the things, for example, they don't put in order the sentence. They like a bananas. Good, that is another. Fernanda, that could be grammar or discourse. What do you think, dear students? I like a bananas. Could be grammar more than discourse error. Is that
Grammar.
Fernanda, I think that is grammar error. A bananas. It's okay. You can find another example with discourse error. You can check the examples of Maria, Isabel, and Stephanie.
Excuse me, teacher, one question, but I need to tell in Spanish. When I talking about the nouns like family or people, I'm confused. That is a singular noun or plural noun, family. If I say the family are going to the city or the family is going to the city.
The family is. Because it's a family, only one family, families.
That's same the people.
Yeah,
People.
it's singular, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, let's continue with it is clear what is lexical error, grammar error, and discourse. Do you have questions about discourse error?
Teacher, please, can you explain again about the discourse errors, please?
Discourse, look at the example that you classmates have done. Discourse errors is when the student get confused with the time, right? For example, they put the verb in present and the last part, the time expression, it's incorrect, for example. They don't put in order, or they don't have when they are writing, they don't realize that they are committing this kind of mistake because they put, for example, the adjective, for example, you know that you have to put the adjective in order, right? You have to put, for example, healthy food, right? You have to put the
Yes.
adjective, or you can write brown eyes. You don't have to put brown eyes. You have to put the color first. They might commit this kind of mistake. For example, look at Stephanie example. Healthy eat, for example. It's not correct. Healthy food. They don't know about this. Instead of for example, this, Stephanie, do you think this is lexical or grammar or discourse? Stephanie, try to analyze or the student, try to analyze Stephanie example. Is that grammar? Is that discourse error, or is that lexical? Try to analyze Stephanie mistake. Stephanie example. Laura, Stephanie, Fernanda, Gabby, Isabel. Is that lexical, grammar, or discourse?
Maybe discourse, because she's using the verb after the adjective.
Yeah. Stephanie?
I think it's discourse because it is not in the right order. The words, because if I'm going to eat healthy instead of I'm going to healthy eat.
Okay. Okay, Viviana, what do you think? Lexical? Discourse? This lexical,
No,
discourse, or
discourse.
discourse? Okay,
Discourse.
discourse. Good. To lose weight, I'm going to eat healthy. To eat healthy. Do you remember what is lexical? Who wants to tell me what is lexical? The definition, Maria. Definition of lexical.
Okay. For me, a lexical mistake is when the student doesn't use like the correct word, what it is.
The correct word, very good. Like the example that you have here. All right, a plane. I took a drink instead of
I
the
took
correct
time.
verb. Right? I took water instead of drink. Okay, it's a lack of vocabulary. They don't remember because they don't have a vocabulary enough they still have to learn. You have to give them tools and provide vocabulary, study the vocabulary in order that they can do the sentences or an idea. Okay, grammar, Isabel, grammar obviously is when instead of maybe they commit a mistake like instead of took is the past of take, right? Maybe they put took with S. That is a grammar. Okay, that is a grammar mistake. This course, what is this course? When they get confused with the time. For example, here you have John doesn't, sorry, here you have, she ate pizza yesterday. Isabel, that is this course error. She ate pizza yesterday. What is the mistake here? They put it, right? And
Yes.
put yesterday. Yesterday is a time expression of past.
Yes.
Okay, so they confuse with the time. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so this is it is clear about this kind of errors that your students commit.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to the break and then we're going to continue with we're going to look at some examples and then I don't know who are going to give the demo class. Okay, so you have 15 minutes to for the break.
Okay, very good. Right now, let's check, please, the winner. Today, the winner is Maria Carmen. Congratulations. Very good. Wonderful job. Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. Now, let me analyze, please. Maria Fernanda. Are you there, please, Maria Fernanda?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Perfect. About what tense was the game, please?
Sorry, can you repeat me again, please? I don't hear you.
Of course. About what tense was the game?
Present simple.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Maria Fernanda.
You're welcome.
Miss Viviana, please. Could you give me one sentence using simple present? Miss Viviana? No, I think you are not in class. Isabel, maybe?
Here in class.
Okay, teacher. In the simple present tense, Fanny always works at the factory in the afternoon.
Yeah, please, I can't listen to you very good. Could you repeat, please?
Okay, I told you, Fanny always works at the factory in the afternoon.
Very good. Wonderful job. You are
Thanks.
right. Very good. Thank you, Isabel. Very good. That activity was just in order to remember about simple present because that was our last class topic. Today, let's analyze about first conditional. For that, I create a material. It's a little, also it is not difficult. Here you have first, let's analyze the use of first conditional, please. Don't forget. We can use first conditional to talk about possible events and their future results. That's it, the use, please. Don't forget. In that way, please, let me check. Laura, please. Could you give us, please, or could you tell me when we can use first conditional? To talk about what?
We talk about possible events and their future results.
Yes, very good. That's the main idea. That is the main use of first conditional. Very good, thank you. Also today, let's analyze the structure in affirmative and also negative. Let's see. As you can see, the first part is about the condition if plus subject plus simple present. Here you have simple present. For that, it's mandatory that you remember about that tense because it's a part of a structure in that topic. And also the second part, you have subject plus will plus verb in base form. Let's analyze. I create one example in order that you understand that topic. Following that structure, I have, if she studies science, she will get 10 in her exams. In that example, please, we can analyze the uses of first conditional. We are talking about a possible event and also one future result. And also here I have another example. If I save money, I will buy a new car next year. Here you have, following that structure, I create possible future situation. Please, do you have any question until here? Maybe questions?
No, that is clear.
Okay, just until here. Okay, let me check another student. Lourdes, please, are you there? Lourdes?
Yes.
Okay, please. Could you give us your own example, please, following that structure to the class?
Okay. If Martin doesn't exercise, he will gain weight.
Okay, very good, thank you. That's it about affirmative form. Now let's move on to negative. It's also the same, but the differences is that we must include obviously the negative part in that structure. If plus subject plus simple past. Also, the second part is subject plus will not or won't. Both options are good. You can use both options. Plus verb in base form also. Here you have another example. If I pass his exam, I won't have to do it again. Yeah, the negative form of first conditional. In that way, please, let's analyze the affirmative negative form. Do you have maybe any question? Probably it's not clear any part. Any student maybe? Yeah. Right now, please, everybody write sentences on the chat in affirmative form using first conditional about your real context, similar like I include in my examples. Right now, please, I'm going to check your participation through your examples on the chat. Help me, please. Because you mentioned that you don't have any question. You mentioned that it's clear. Right now, let's analyze, please, if you understand or maybe you have any problem with that topic. I want to see, please, your examples in affirmative form on the chat. Okay, very good. If I eat too much, just much candy, I will get cavities. Yes, very good. The second one, if I do exercise, I will be healthy. Nice, very good. Just Maria and Laura participate. What about the others? What happened with other students? Okay, Fernanda. Very good. If you don't leave, I will call the police. Lourdes also. Off, I don't think so. If they don't study, they will fail the semester. If maybe you have a mistake when you're writing. Okay, very good. Right now, please help me with sentences in negative form using first conditional. Right now, let's analyze negative sentences, please. Negative form of possible future events. Right, please, on the chat. Yeah, very good. If I study, I will learn a lot. Yes? Yes, if today doesn't rain, I will go to the concert. Of course, very good. Isabel, wonderful example. Maria Andrade, if I wake up late, I won't be able to get to class. Yeah, wonderful. Good job. Very good. According to your sentences, I think I realized that it's clear about that topic. But in order to practice the same activity, the same topic, in order to practice, let's check one reading activity. Here you have a reading. In some parts, we have sentences also in first conditional. Let's start, please, with a reading. Everybody is going to help me reading. After that, you are going to identify in which part we have sentences in first conditional. Also, at the end of that activity, let's answer some comprehension questions. Okay, let's start in order. You're going to read paragraph by paragraph. Okay, here you have the first one. Isabel, please help me with the first part. Read the topic and also the first 2 lines.
Wait, if there is a reading, you're sharing your PowerPoint, not the reading.
Sorry?
You're sharing a PowerPoint. If there is an actual reading, you're sharing the PowerPoint. Not the reading.
It is an online activity.
Oh, sorry.
It is an online activity. Okay. Can you see the reading? Isabel, can you see?
I'm sorry, miss. I'm trying to find, but I don't see. I have the same question like Miss Lourdes. I need to enter on this link to read the text, maybe?
No, you need just to watch my screen and read.
But I don't see nothing. I
Yeah,
just 2 sentences, also a link, but I don't see nothing.
yeah, I'm going to send you the link. Okay, sorry. Wait a minute.
Please.
Yes, don't worry. I'm going to send you the link in order that you can enter to the page and help me reading. Right now you have please the link.
Yeah, I get it. I'm going to there, please.
Okay. Or right now, wait a minute, please. Wait a minute, please. Right now, can you see the reading?
Yes.
Yeah.
The topic say you see you next vacation, Canada. Okay, miss, I'm going. Susan is a young girl who spent 3 years working in Montreal, Canada. Now, she is working in Mexico again, and some friends asked her to talk about difference between Mexico and Canada because they want to go to the Canada in winter. Susan says that one of the main differences between Mexico and Canada is the weather. In Mexico, we don't have extreme cold in winter, while in Canada, it gets around 20 Celsius degrees. People in Canada adjusted to it because houses, stores, restaurants, and more places have heating. If people want to go out, they will wear proper clothes for the cold. They will wear thick jackets, special boots over the shoes, winter hats, and scarves. If you go to the bus stop, you will...
Isabel, thank you. Thank you so much. Very good.
Okay, okay.
I'm going to check another participant. Thank you for your participation.
You're welcome.
Okay. Viviana, please, could you continue the reading? Viviana, please, could you continue the reading?
Okay. Canada because they want to go to Canada in winter. Susan says that one of the main differences between Mexico and Canada is the weather. In Mexico, we don't have extreme cold in winter.
We stopped in that part. Places have heading. Continue, please. If people want to go out,
if people want to go out, they will wear proper clothes for the cold. They will wear thick jackets, special boots over the shoes, winter hats, and scarves. If you go to the bus stop, you will find April Plus-like shelters that protect people from snow. Buses are always on time. If you take a taxi, you will pay more money and you need to call it before. If you want to see your car, you will need to plug it to the electricity because the oil and the weather of the car are frozen.
thank you. Very
Also,
good, Viviana. Thank you for your participation. Laura, please, could you continue?
Yes. I thought it's very cold. You will find that stories and the restaurants are open if you go to malls or downtown. You will pay $25 for each person if you want to have dinner in an average restaurant. If you want to buy fruits and vegetables, you will pay a lot because they aren't produced in Canada.
Very good, Laura. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Now, please, you're going to see that reading, and please tell me sentences in first condition. Check, please. Identify sentences using the first condition. For example, the first one, if people want to go out, they will wear proper clothes for the cold. In that part, you have one sentence in first conditional. Now, please, could you check to another one? I give you my example. What about you? Identify, please, sentences in first conditional. You have
If
a
you
lot
go
of
to the
sentences.
bus stop, you will find airproof. Airproof.
Okay. Also, wonderful job. Very good. Maybe another one. Let me check.
It says if you take a taxi, you will pay more money and you need to call it before.
Also, very good, Maria. Wonderful job. Excellent. You're checking sentences in first condition. Let's finish. We have a lot of sentences, but I determined that you can identify sentences and also create sentences using that topic, that grammar. Let's finish, please, with Isabel. One more, please. Check. One sentence in first condition.
Yeah, if you want to use your car.
Also, very good. Thank you. Now, please, let's answer some comprehension questions about that reading. The first one, choose the correct option. First, if people go out, what could be the best answer? A, B, or C?
According with the reading, maybe the literal C.
Option C, let me select. Okay, you're going to complete that sheet. I'm going just to select what you send me. Second, if you go to the bus stop, what could be the best option? A, B, or C? Any participant? Anyone? Try it, please. Try it. We're just practicing. Don't feel bad if your answer is right or bad. We're just
Sorry, maybe A.
okay. Let me select. Thank you. Number 3. If you take a taxi, what could be the best option? A, B, or C?
That one would be C.
Letter C.
Let me put. Okay, Isabel and also Maria. Very good. Please, the others. Right now, please, Fernanda, help me with number 4. If you want to use your car, what is the best option? It's according to the reading. Fernanda.
I think so is the letter B.
Letter B. Okay?
A, perdón, sorry.
Okay. Don't worry. I'm going to check. Change.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Miss. And the last one, please. Here we have Gabby. Number 5. Gabby, are you there? Gabby? No? Very good. All of you participate. What about Miss Lucy? Number 5.
Number 5, if you go to the shopping mall or downtown, you will find amazing sales?
Okay, letter C. Very good. Right now, let's check. Let's check your answers. We have mistake in number 4 and also number 5. But don't worry. Let's analyze. Let's see the score. 6/10. Yeah. Very good. I'm going to upload to Classroom another readings in order that you can practice, please, your comprehension, because it's mandatory that you try to understand, try to remember when you are reading in order to answer after that some questions. Right now, please, let me continue. Let me continue. I'm going to share again the slides. Yeah, in order to finish. Very good. Now, please, in order to close the class, I need that anyone please tell me about what was today's class. Anyone please. An idea about what you remember about today's class. Could be the topic, the use, and also the structures, maybe any example, whatever you want. Maybe Viviana, please. Miss Viviana, could you help me, please? Like a feedback. Like a
Feedback, feedback about the class.
Yes, it's about that class.
Okay, it was an interesting class because Stephanie presented all the stages in a lesson.
But sorry, miss, we don't finish the class. We are analyzing just a feedback. What do you remember about that class?
About the topic.
Yes.
I learned that we have one structure to make first conditional sentences. For example, in the first part, we have use and simple present. And then we have the other clause that we have to use will.
Also, very good. It's just about what you remember. Very good. Isabel, please, when we can use first conditional? To talk about what we can use first conditional?
We can choose the first conditional to talk about the true events when it will happen.
Yeah, the condition that will happen in the future. Very good. Okay, students, do you have any question about that topic? Any part, please? Any question until here? Okay, I think no. Very good. Please, like a homework, here you have, look at, I'm going to upload that slides to Classroom. Like a homework, please. In the notebook, create a paragraph in which you will write 7 consequences if we don't care about the environment. For example, I create in that part a guide, one example, in order that you can use, in order that you can follow and develop your homework in a right, good way. If we don't care the environment, we will have several health problems. Yeah, here you have the first sentence. And also using linking words, you can continue and create a paragraph using seven consequences about that topic. That is our homework, and also that's all For today, thank you. See you soon.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Very good. Okay, before give you my feedback about your class, please let's analyze Stephanie class. Who wants to analyze or make comment? Analyze Stephanie class. Who want to start? Laura, Maria, Gabby, tell me if Stephanie class had the stages, the correct stages. Tell me about the engage. Tell me about the introduction. What do you think about her class? Hmm? Gabby? Gabby, are you there? Gabby. Laura, could you please tell me about Stephanie class?
I think it was very clear because at the beginning she started with a very interesting activity. It was a dynamic activity for me, and also the explanation was very clear. And at the end of the class, she asks us about if we understood about the topic. And I think that she used the stages for the class. It was very good for me.
Mhm. Okay, Laura, very good. Viviana, comments about Stephanie class? Maria, something wrong for you? Try to tell me one more.
I don't think was something good. I really enjoyed that class. That game was really cool for me.
Okay, so Estefania, let me tell you that I like your class a lot because I like the good rapport that you manage in your classroom, because every single time you ask, for example, very good, it's wonderful when you have them participate, have your student participate, you always say, wonderful, good job. I like that. Teachers have to be like that. Have a teacher have to encourage their students, and that's mean that you have a good rapport with your student. When you share the nearboard, dear Stephanie, it's important that if you are giving, this is an online class, right? But when you are giving the instruction or you are sending, you have to send the link. Obviously, you have to show what are you going to do with them, but you have to show the exercise. For example, you send us the link, the Nearpro link, but show us the code too, or send the code. I don't know if the game had a code, but when you send again through the WhatsApp, or sorry, through the Zoom chat, send the code, send the link, and show the screen to your student. Okay, show the screen, because you show when you were giving the instruction, you didn't show us the game, the puppets, right? The penguins and the birds that you the games. I like the that game because that attracts the attention of your student. So please don't forget when you are giving an online class, for example, to show the screen too, right? Because your student got lost about what they are going to do. When your student finish doing the game, you encourage every single time, as I told. What else? You explain you have them remember the present tense before explain the first conditional. That was good, because you have them to remember how to for the present tense, because that is something that have to use in order to make first conditional. That was good. Your lesson have the engage, the introduction, you have the participate in class. And another thing that I noticed, Stephanie, that you always ask, it is clear? Is it clear? Let me know you have question all the time. You try to be sure that your students are understanding your class. That is monitoring, right? That's good. Another positive thing that I noticed in your class was that you gave your instruction clearly, but the one thing is that you at the end you realize that you have to share. For example, when you gave us the instruction to make the lip worksheet, when you show us the lip worksheet, so it could be more could be clear for your student if you share the exercise too. Okay. What else? Something that I noticed. Okay, in the lip worksheet, we made a mistake. Okay, we made mistake. We had 2 mistakes. So you said, oh, remember that you have to study first conditional, the grammar. Okay. When you are doing on the board an exercise, for example, or if you are showing exercises on the projector, they are committing mistakes, please explain why they committed that mistake. You have to explain. Please, let's read again. Look at this. You have to explain the grammar. Explain like a feedback. That could be your feedback, because your student, if one of your students committed a mistake or an error, you when they are selecting the sentence, for example, explain why they are wrong. Okay, don't forget that. Okay. And that is it's not only for Stephanie, it's for the entire class. Okay. Try to explain when they are committing mistake. Why did your okay, good. You ask again to your student why, or in which cases are we're going to use first conditional. That's good. You have them participate a lot on the chat, and that's good. When I like when you, and that was good, because that means that you are paying attention to my classes, because that is something that I told you in the feedbacks that I'm giving you to use dear students, that when you are giving the instruction in order to make homework, when you are sending homework, you put an example. You give them an example. Okay, you have to do this, you have to do that. For example, blah, 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 and you write and you put on the screen or you write on the board how they're going to do the homework. And that was good. Okay? Only I think the mistake, not like mistake. It's not a mistake. It's only that you don't have to be in, because this is an online class, right? When you are giving an online class and you're sending a link, for example, show to your student the code and share the screen of that exercise. Very good, Stephanie. I like your class. Okay?
Thank you, Miss. Yes, I'm going to follow your
Okay.
instruction. Thank you.
It's very, very good. Okay? Now I have your grade. Okay. Any question about this or comments? Comments
No.
about no comments, because I'm going to put the attendance, because I'm going to just hold on. Put the attendance. Okay. Okay, it's 20. Maria Andrade, you're here.
Yeah.
Viviana, you too. Marisabel, you too. Laura, you too, you're here. Fernanda here. Brian is not here. Stephanie, you are here. Maria Gabriela, you're here. Lourdes, you too. Okay, I'm going to record. What's happening? Okay, I'm going to record the. I'm going to put the video class. Okay. I'm going to put the video class. Okay, let me show you that. This is topic 10. You have the PowerPoint explaining language construction, and I'm going to put here the video class, okay? And you have here topic 11, the topic that we had today, what are errors? And then I'm going to put the video class too, okay? You can check the class. Please, could you please turn on your cameras, because I'm going to take a picture. Turn on your cameras. Okay, Fernanda, how are you? Stephanie, how are you? Okay, Laura, Viviana, no. Okay.
Miss, my camera doesn't work, but I am
Oh.
here in the class.
Okay, okay, just with my computer. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Just have a nice night. I'm going to send a picture.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye, take care.
Bye.
Have a nice night.
Thank you. See you on
See you
Wednesday.
next
Thanks.
time.